What's up, Dragon Brood? Today we're going to be taking a look at a deck that I know some of you probably have a love-hate relationship with, but it's mono black. But that being said, I wanted to try something a little bit different. So we're going to be playing a few different cards you've been seeing lately, and one of those is going to be Corrupt. Mostly because I wanted it to be a solution for a few problems, but let's go take a look at the deck list and talk about what we're going to try to solve with Corrupt in today's deck. Alright, as always, if you would like to support the channel, please hit that join button down below and get some extra things for yourself and help me make more content. Also, if you want to protect all your stuff, check out ultrapro.com/PowrDragn. Use promo code PowrDragn, they'll save you 5% at checkout and they'll support the channel. Okay, so a big chunk of this list is going to look like what you expect because we've all seen mono black at this point in different varieties, right? So we're going to start playing two cult conscripts, and this is partly to help with some of the I guess you want to call them control decks that are starting to show up in different varieties. Some are mid-rangey, but basically things playing extra sweepers and whatnot because it gives us a chance to get things back out of the yard and kind of keep that whole train of damage going. We are playing Evolved Sleepers for a full set of 4. We're playing 3 Go for the Throat and 2 Infernal Grasp. Again, there's still enough artifacts that you sometimes just need regular removal that can get stuff out of the way, so I split these up, but if you have a personal preference, pick the ones you want. I'm just playing 5 here in these 2 slots. Got 4 Misery Shadow. This is really good because it also keeps things that if anything goes to the opponent's graveyard, or actually if anything would die, then it's exiled. So that keeps big creatures out of the way. You don't have to worry about them. Super awesome. 4 Tenacious Underdog. Not a real surprise. We know what's going on here. And then Gix, Yawgmoth Praetor. Now, obviously, what we like about Gix is we're able to draw extra cards. But to that end, we do need a few things that gain life, and we have some stuff coming up in the deck list that does. But what I like about it is the ability, too, is once you get to 7, you can pretty much just keep ditching your extra land that you don't need and turn them into whatever your opponent's top card is, right? Because even if it's just a land, it's no worse than what you had. So it's always going to be an upside to use this ability, which I really like. So we'll see. I think this is the first time I put Gix in a deck, maybe the second. But yeah, we're going to play 3 copies and just see what's up. Playing a couple copies of Graveyard Trespasser, one of those things again that can gain some life, remove some stuff from graveyards, help us out in some of the Reanimator matchups and that sort of thing. And then we're trying out 2 Path of Peril. Now, I know this seems a little odd because you look at the decks and go like, well, you're playing like Sleeper and Conscript and Misery Shadow, but realistically, we're kind of okay with that, right? Because our deck's going to be doing stuff beyond that, and if we're ever needing to pull the trigger on this, it's going to be against decks like Soldiers, probably, you know, mono red in some cases. Even the green-white Selesnya enchantments list, like it's probably good against that. Like there's a few different spots where we may want to use it. Now the downside is this is going to be worthless against any of the bigger creature decks. It's going to be pretty worthless against the control decks. So while we're putting some things in to help with the control matchups, these particular cards aren't going to do very much. So we kind of have to just keep all that in mind. Who knows, by the end of the video though, we may not even want the Path of Peril. Then we're playing 3 Shieldred because we all know this card's good. Playing 3 Invoke Despair. And we're going with 2 Corrupt. Now, Corrupt is for every swamp you control, you deal that much damage to a target, doesn't matter what it is, and you gain that much life. So obviously this helps us with the life swings. It can take out big creatures. It can finish opponents off. But what I like about this is there's going to be a lot of times where even after a sweeper or something, your opponent's only going to be at 6 or 8 life. And it's like, okay, well, they wipe the board out, then we corrupt the next turn, we can finish them off. The life gain's really good against the aggro matchups as well, so if you end up killing off, I don't know, some lord that's pumping their team, or you end up taking out a flyer that you wouldn't be able to block otherwise, like this is still doing a lot of work and letting you still continue to attack. So I actually like this card as a finisher, but also as a quality removal spell. Now it does cost 6, so it's not cheap, but I think we can still justify it. And then we're playing 3 Flesh Gorder, because this card's just good too. Actually, 2 Flesh Gorgers. But it is a little tough in the sense that we would like to get it bigger, but you just don't a lot of times. But even just as a 3/3, it's still beneficial, especially if we've had some early aggro turns, because then it's even harder for the opponents to remove it without taking that extra 3 damage. So, we'll see, but I do like the card in here. Then we're going with 22 Swamps, 1 Takenuma, 2 Meshra's Foundry. And again, playing the Foundry because it's a 1-color deck, allows us to go ahead and keep attacking against those control decks or whatever. In a sense, this is probably even decent against mono blue. to be real, because they're holding on to a bunch of counters, and you're just like, well, okay, I'm just going to keep attacking with the dudes on the ground, and maybe that's enough. Now, an interesting thing is, you know, we don't want to play too many non-swamps because we are playing Corrupt, and you want your Corrupts to hit for at least 5 most of the time. But if not, you want to get the full 6+, depending on what point in the game you cast it. So that's the only reason I haven't gone heavier on it, but we'll see how it ends up. But for now, let's go play some games and see if these new cards in Mono Black work out the way we want to. And as usual, catch me at the back end of the video, because we'll definitely talk about updates to this pile. Okay, this is a good hand. We'll keep this. We like what we see. Alright, that's not a bad start. Even picked up extra land for later, which is not bad. Alright, I guess we're going to start prepping this. I don't think I want to roll out Gix yet, because there's either going to be a counter or a future sweeper. We don't really like either of those. Let's go ahead and go with this. Just attack. Oh, that's what we're doing. Alright. Well, if that's what things are, then so be it. Then I think we're going to go with this. And let's see if they get rid of it. They don't. That's good news. Still don't. Also good. What does this thing even do? Dies, you put a shield counter on a creature. Alright. Well, that's a thing that I now know exists. And we are going to attack with both of them. You can block and kill both if you prefer. I am okay with that. I'm going to say, if they give up their whole team, we would take that in a heartbeat. Take action, get a card. Excellent. Like that. Cathar, sounds good. And opponent really didn't do anything there. So let's... how do we want to go about this? I guess we go... here. And here. And now they could block with like the 2 smaller things, keep their creature. Yeah, it's not as cool. No attack. Now, if they play something here that pumps everything, okay, that is going to get a little bit annoying. Yep. Big dude with the shield doesn't matter all that much. Let's go ahead and evolve this. That's cute. Let's attack with this and this and let the opponent decide what they want to do here. Because I don't mind either way. That's all they're going to do. Huh, not even pumping it or nothing. Okay, all right. Sure. That just dies, I guess. I guess we could pump this. I'm just trying to think like what we're going to do with the rest of our mana, like how much it matters. But I guess we go ahead. Actually, wait, if we don't, we could get this back. Oh, under our control. Never mind. All right. I think at some point, just keep the pressure up on the opponent. Exile that. So they go to 8. All right. It's big. I mean, like, not sure what else you're looking for. It's big, though. I agree. Opponent's at 8? Yeah, we just attack. With this, because I can remove 2 things. This can pump for a bunch. This has Death Touch, and we can pump. Yeah, all right. These both technically come back from the yard, but I'm just going to remove this. All right, you got reinforcements. Sounds good. Likely not going to change much for us. Though they do get another token back for blocking with their actual creature, so that's a real thing. Sure. Yeah, we'll take all those blocks. And we will just play this. And end the turn. Now the opponent's at 4. With a handful of cards, mind you. So there are things they could do. They could also possibly flip their Cathar here, which could matter. But we are also at 27, so we're not really sweating it. I'm assuming you're not attacking with anything, since you can see my graveyard. Let's go ahead and get a card. That's nifty. That is also nifty. Okay, well, how does this look? I mean, if we play this, that's only a 3 that gets through, and then we'd only have 1 mana to pump with. So I think our plan here is just attack with everything that's on our board. Let the opponent decide what they want to do. In bare minimum, you've got to block both of the shades or you die. So just what do you want to put in front of the shades really here? Yeah. That's probably the better block for them. That can't be correct. I was gonna say, like, that's definitely not right. Like, letting the 4/4 or one of the shades through is definitely not right. That is the wrong play. All right, so that's already gonna just kill that because of Death Touch. So we pump this once. I'm gonna tap a colorless here and pump this one, and then we'll pump it again. And then we'll just let that be what it is. And then we'll play this. Now, admittedly, they've still got lots of cards in hand, but they're at 1. And if they sweep the board, we've got a tenacious underdog, so that's not really going to help them. Yeah, that's it. Yep. Still the same thing. Mostly because they know we have this already. Man, our life total, I don't know if it ever even got touched this game. Alright, we go first. And we'll get in there with some underdogs. Maybe not do too much with underdogs into red deck. Poor Gix does not like the red deck matchup, does he? Probably still play it, though, in this matchup, because you'd rather Gix die first and then give you the option of getting through with the Flesh Gorger later. Attacking doesn't really benefit us here. Warfare, cool. Yeah, that's not bad. Do we want to risk attacking here? How brave do I want to be? I think I do. And I think... Oh, they're actually going to block. Wow. Okay. I'm not mad about that. Let me tell you. I did not think that was going to happen. Sure, we can live with that. Totally. Alright. Gotta kill one of the Phoenix Chicks. We're going to take 2 from them anyway. This is a little peculiar. Gonna be brave. Go to 11. Oh, okay. Well, maybe we'll get lucky and hit a... Oh, gosh. Alright, well, we got a block. And that was not it. That's attacking for 3. Ugh. I feel like I have to do this. I want to wait one more turn, but I think we need to get to a situation where we at least might be able to attack with it. I mean, I know I could have blocked with the Foundry on the ground, but if I block and it dies, I wouldn't be able to play the Flesh Gorger anyway. So it kind of defeats the whole purpose. Are we dead? Down to 4. We're not dead yet. We might be dead or close to it next turn. But we definitely... I think, made the right decision here. Alright, so we go to 7, but still, if they've got any burn spell, we're just dead. GG's. Oh, nope. What? Wow, somehow we're not dead. 3, 4, 5. I mean, I guess we gotta do this. What? I don't know how we won that. Oh boy, sure, let's keep it. Let's see what the hell happens with this. Do. Yeah, okay. Does this work? Oh, nope, it's dead to a cut down. I almost waited to try to wait till I had another mana available so I could make it a 3/3 and protect it from cut down, but I didn't have land in hand. It didn't matter anyway. They had their removal, it's fine. Alright, we're going to go ahead and roll this out just in case they don't have another kill spell. They likely do, though, for a Gix. Yep. But I figured there's a chance they might just want to play something there. But we got nothing. Which I don't know if it would have mattered, ultimately. Our hand's pretty garbage right now. Let's go ahead and use this. In case they play like a Flesh Gorger, we might want to use the Infernal Grasp on that later. Alright, well, we get this off first. I'm assuming they're just going to return fire with the same. Yep, that's what I thought. Not a surprise. Let's go with this and this. Pass the turn. What you got for us? Shieldred. And... interesting. They highlighted their own Shieldred. I wonder what that was about. Oh, a Misery Shadow. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and just kill Shieldred now. And then we're going to pump one. And then we're going to pump the other one. And then we're going to attack with both of our Duders. Alright, I think we're going to pump, then pump. We have 6 mana? Yeah, that makes sense. Alright. You take 6, go to 8. We play a Misery Shadow. And then we have a removal card, so we should be okay. But they could play like 2 blockers or 3 blockers here. Yep. Makes sense. Maybe all they have left is cut downs. That would be great. And this feels like they don't have anything here. I was going to say, maybe they're just going to pump once and then hit us with a Invoke Despair again. Which would have been pretty good for them if they actually had that. Alright. We go to 6. We have more than 6, so yeah, opponent's just dead. Pump one. Pump the other one. That's 8. Alright, we'll take one in the mirror. Alright, we're going to go ahead and keep this one. If we could just go perfect draws, land, land, Invoke Despair, land. That's asking for a lot, honestly. Well, there's the first land. Maybe it's not asking for too much after all. Giada. Well, now I want a removal card. Okay, the deck actually did provide the land part of that exchange, which is hilarious. Go ahead and play this. But there are definitely going to be some angels coming, I have no doubt. Mardu Angels have been pretty popular lately, so not a shocker. That is a real problem. Still no removal cards. No attacks, but we do have access to potentially a corrupt soon. Not sure what we're looking to do with it. I mean, obviously, kill an angel at some point would be great. Yep, Steel Seraph. Oh, they're both attacking. Oh, they just gave it vigilance. Okay, that's fair. Then we attack with Shieldred and then nothing? That seems correct, I guess. And this is only when it enters the battlefield, right? When each other angel we control enters the battlefield. Alright. In the turn. Because we do get to flip our glutton there. What are they going to discard? Okay. That's fine. Now the difference here is they could put a big angel into play. There's a Wandering Emperor. That's annoying, but we could live with that. Sure. Gonna get rid of Shieldred, but that's fine. Opponent's deck doesn't look like what we thought, though. Being honest. I was anticipating something kind of different there. Alright. I'm giving that lifelink, sure. Let's get rid of this. Okay. And we're going to attack you, remove that, go to our graveyard. Oh, actually, that didn't work. It was exiled. Well, if I was going to kill that, I should have done that anyway, and I could have got another point out of them. That was lazy. Opponent's at 12. 6 puts them at 6, but then they go back to 10, so that doesn't really help us. Guess we got to do this and just hope they don't have another big angel. There's a chance they do, though. Really need to invoke Despair here, to be honest. That'd be our best hit.
I won't let a few thugs threaten this city. Let's do this together.
Especially here, because we can get a creature, an enchantment, and a deal. Oh, that's not going to work. Alright. Think this is going to be it, y'all. Finally got to cast the Corrupt, but the opponent was just in a really good spot. We couldn't take advantage of it. Alright, GG's. We'll keep it. Alright, let's see where this goes. The red decks are out and about. Okay. We'll go with this. No attacks. We're really not incentivized to attack until we can pump creatures and stuff. Otherwise, we can just save and block and trade. Preventing damage against red is better than dealing damage against red, unless you're really just coming over the top. Alright, festivities you doth have. I will gladly just take one there. No hesitation. Go to our graveyard. Get rid of that. Get a life back. The most important thing. Now we need some spot removal, or I need a Shieldred. One or the other. Either is fine, but we need something. Oh, looks like they're going to come after that. Alright, cool. That does cost them a card, though, which against red, that can be very good. Especially if they're not playing a land here. Oh, they got rid of a play with fire. I will take that for sure. Interesting that they didn't save that to play with fire underdog and then just come after us. Because it seems like that would have been a reasonable situation. Not gonna lie, I don't feel terrible right now. Being at 18, going into turn 5. Well, finishing turn 4. We'll see where I'm at going into turn 5. Mechanized Warfare, right on time. With us having an Invoke Despair. I will trade for one of these. And then just be able to get rid of their whole team. Plus that. Sounds like a good exchange for us. And we're only at 16 right now. It's not bad. Alright. No attacks. Because they do have haste creatures. I'd rather just sit and block one here. Especially since we're running them low on resources. Though they can draw a card. If it comes to that. Alright. Looks like they're thinking about cracking the blood token. They are. Interesting. Alright. Not sure why that was the action. But I am not going to complain about it. Okay. You know, it's funny because sometimes people say you play against red or mono white or whatever. It's not really much back and forth, but that's actually not totally true. We can only... Yeah. Well, yeah, we can make this into a 3-3. I mean, if they have another thing, so be it. Another whatever that thing is, the festivities or whatever. No, it's a squee. I was thinking, yeah, end of festivities. Yeah, you know, we're gonna attack with just this. Not gonna get a card yet. We'll see what the opponents have. They are empty-handed, but I'm okay just waiting here for a sec. The thing is, we're at 16, and the opponent has a long way to go with just one card here. You can kill my sleeper. Nope, they didn't have it. All right, we'll pump this. Okay. Go to attacks. With this and this. Admittedly, I'm at a point where I probably could just attack with all three. I'm just being overly conservative here. Opponent goes to 7. Don't know what they can... Well, who knows? People randomly play other cards. I don't want to play this out, and then they play a thing that deals 3 to all of our stuff. That would just feel real bad. So I'm going to do this. And we basically have lethal next turn anyway, unless they put something in the way here. And even then, they're just chump blocking to stay alive. Yep. Ooh. This one, alright, we'll just see what happens. I think this is kind of a rough hand, though. But we'll see. I'd like to be wrong. Man, it's wild. You click on a raccoon and he, like, phases in and out of reality. It's so weird. Almost looks stunned that you click on him. We're gonna attack for 2. And probably just play this guy. No counter there, though. Nothing on 1, nothing on 2. Alright, I guess we're just going to attack with these then. End the turn. And no draw spell, no nothing. I mean, is this like Wandering Emperor's time? It's got to be, right? Like I said, there's nothing else you do here that makes any sense.
Anyone who harms my people must contend with me. You're done.
Sure. Go with one of these for now. Urza. Well, that's a thing.
I have got new moves to teach you.
And a Bank Buster. Alright, good news is we can deal with Urza here. Man, where's the land at? My goodness. Yeah, not much we can do about that. It just is what it is. And we'll just see. Because we are woefully short on mana. We've missed 3 now, I think. Yep. It might be a little too late, but we got to try anyway. Oh, they had to destroy evil. Fair enough. All right.
Strike fast and strike hard.
And 1 card, but they can still draw here. Oh, we found a land. I mean, I guess we go for it. I mean, if they have a counter, they have a counter. Okay, they didn't, so that's the good news. Dennick, you're going to be a little bit annoying, aren't you? I mean, do we hit it again? Probably have a counter this time? No, they didn't. Interesting. Huh. Well, that's one of those cases where you look and go, that went surprisingly well. Wow, opponent's just running it all out there. What are the odds of... I'm trying to think about what the opponent's going to do here. They can't draw any more cards off Bankbuster. If they sweep the board, they lose all the creatures. They could have just another removal card for Shieldred. Alright. Let's see what happens. Oh, looks like they do. Well, we tried, Shelly. We tried. Oh, it's a March. Doing it the hard way. Fair enough. Sure. Let's try to kill this. Alright, so we take 8. That's tough. Not really sure what else we're supposed to do here, so sure. Alright, I get to counter. You know what I was just thinking? Like, how sick would it be if we... I was just thinking, if we used Gix and hit a farewell and got to get rid of all the artifacts. I feel like that's like a dream scenario. I don't think that's actually going to happen, but boy, would that be good. Opponent's at 8. This guy comes into play. We can remove a Shieldred, and that's about it. Everything else is exiled. Actually, no, we could remove... Okay. There are some options here. That, and then from our yard, this. I've only played 1 Wandering Emperor, and you've seen a lot of extra cards. Is this any good for us? Oh, boy. I'm also thinking, like, if we attack and they do have Wandering Emperor, I mean, I guess we gotta try, right? If they got it, they got it. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, I assumed that was the case, but you can only do so much. Yep.
My judgment is final.
Yep. And I don't have any more creatures in the graveyard, or a Corrupt would be lethal, and that would be awesome.
I have got new moves to teach you.
Wow, the guy has Vigilance, too. Alright. Just activate this. Oh, man. I kind of really needed a corrupt there. I guess we're just going to discard the one and hope for the best. Discard a card, extra target opponent. Sure. Here we go. I mean, literally, it's probably hit farewell or nothing. Silex. Okay. I mean, it's a thing. Like, not what we were looking for, but okay. I can't really use that. It's kind of pointless. Yeah, I think we just bricked too many draws there.
Strike fast and strike hard.
I think literally this is all we can do. Alright, same thing. It's probably going to be a land at this point. Yeah, March, we can't do anything with it. Alright, GG's. We're dead. Alright, I'm going to keep. With the opponent going first, this could be a little bit tough. Alright, our creature didn't immediately die, so that's a positive. Take the wins where you can get them. Well, something will die now, right? Let's go to attacks. Oh, nothing. Okay, this might just be some type of control thing then. Now we're going to deal 3 to everything? Is that what's about to happen? Yep, I could totally see that. Do. Alright. Opponent's at 18. Not sure what we're going to do with this if we don't find land. Because we have 2 dead cards in this fight, sadly. I'm just going to remove that for now. I don't know if we're going to get to use the Tenacious Underdog, but I'm going to try to be very careful about potential options here. Ganjo, that does cost them another card. Aha. Well, good thing I have another one of these. Playing your Reanimator shenanigans, I see. Question is, do you have another? Because you just might. I'm going to get rid of this for sure. I feel like I might as well just get rid of both. Because I have another underdog I'm going to play anyway. And we're somewhat racing against the opponent's life total here. In the turn. I don't want to flip the Glutton so it's not susceptible to 3 damage spells. Though, if I'm going to do that actually, it's probably, I don't know, opponent's life total's low enough. I guess the underdog's fine. I was just thinking I could play this and eventually start trying to get cards off of it, which could help our situation. Especially in a spot like this where I'm just going to attack and trade with the informant. The opponent's in a little bit of a rough spot here, though, because they can't really get rid of anything that this is going to remove. But I think we attack and trade regardless here. Because we can just reuse the underdog. Although there's no way you're just letting both of these through, right? That wouldn't make sense. Alright, end the turn. Opponent's at 6. We can get there, even just replaying underdog if they sweep the board, so we'll see. Yep. But that's not going to cut it. Alright, cool. We'll take that one. We are going to keep this. They play a land to gain a life. I don't know if that's a good or a bad sign. Let's find out. This is a bad sign, is what that is. But we got to kill that. And we'll just attack for 1, because we're about to start getting a bunch of stuff exiled. Usually the way this rolls. Oh, not yet, though. That will probably be handy at some point. Let's attack. Might as well get the point in because we're doing nothing else with that. The trick here is I'm going to try to get into a situation where I can... Well, maybe this deck's not what we thought at all. Those decks usually aren't playing Restoration and... Huh. It's not what we were expecting. Attack. And opponents... Okay. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little befuddled here. But, sure. And they go to 11. Okay. Play a land, try to put this on something. I thought that they were... Well, they can still do that. They're choosing not to do that. Alright. Well, now we kind of have to play the Path of Peril. Opponent's down to just that and an unknown card in hand. We do have a Corrupt to kill whatever that ends up on, which is probably this. Actually, this would be a 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh. Well, not much we can do. I mean, we just gotta live with it. I mean, we need to draw exactly a swamp or a kill card here. Actually, no, it's even bigger than that. Yeah. I'm gonna say it needed to be a kill spell. It was not. But we still have a little bit of time. Not a lot here. But if we can find a removal card, it's not the end of the world. That is mostly okay, because there's nothing in the yard. But it does mean we don't get that extra turn we were hoping to have. Well, that's disappointing. That's not true. I guess we draw a card here. Oh, you are not nearly enough. And you only attack for 7, so you're not big enough to threaten the opponent either. So I guess this is all we can do. No attack. Need a removal card very, very badly next turn. Or the game's probably over. Oh, it's over anyway, right? Because they're going to gain... Yeah, you just attack... I guess maybe don't attack with both. I see why. Alright, so we go to 4. We're going to go to... Ah, just didn't find it. We didn't even find the 6th land, because gaining the life would have been helpful. Get rid of this would have allowed us to attack, but can't even do that. GG's. Wow, we just drew terrible. Alright, we'll keep it. Let's go. Yeah, let's just keep running the things out. See what happens. It's always a bit of a tough decision, depending on what we think the opponent's going to play. Because, like, if we think they were going to play, say, like, Thalia, then we're probably better off just playing Shadow and running the Shadow into Thalia. However, we do have the ability to just keep attacking with the Infernal Grasp anyway, so we might as well just do that. Who dies? Cut down. Makes sense. So we would have lost that to a cut down on our turn anyway, most likely, so it worked out okay. Alright. Uh-oh. Another cut down. Go to attacks. You know what? I am willing to pump one time. And we'll see how you feel about it. Alright, go for the throat. Acceptable. In the turn. Opponent has nothing there. Little suspicious. But I'm going to do this since we're still at 20. If they just have a counter, they have a counter. That's fine. I'm not going to really risk losing the Invoke Despair, because there could be a turn where they just play a Wandering Emperor, and then after that, I'd rather use the Invoke Despair. Hey, that works. You got rid of it. But, good call, because we would have just lost the Invoke Despair and got nothing for our troubles. As it turned out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, I guess we could attack with both of these. Actually, hold that thought. Let's do this first. Then we'll attack with this. Because it's also possible we might try to kill our land, thinking then we won't have Invoke Despair mana or something. Or we just won't have a thing to attack them with after they sweep the board. Well, it has to be a non-land permanent with Void Rend, so none of that really mattered. Okay, well, that was a whole lot of nothing. Alright, let's do it. Maybe. Do, 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 do. You know, I'm gonna attack. But I don't know if it's worth it to play this or not. I'm gonna go for it. And just say if the opponent has something, they have something. We'll find out. And it's only a bother because I did have the extra land, so if I wanted to wait to use the Misery Shadow, like I could have. Though, this looks like we might just be up against a zombie-type deck. And if so, we could at least reasonably fight that, so that's not the worst thing. End the turn. Could have got away with the Flesh Gorger there, possibly, and then just block the 2/2, but I feel like I'm either going to want to kill Jadar or whatever comes next here, because this may not just be a zombie deck. Speaking of, there's Rafine. Alright, let's kill this dude. So you get minimal value on the Rafine. Okay. So couldn't have asked for much more there. Feel like we did about what we could. Oh, this is not good. They're having a real decision here. Okay, they actually discarded a land. I say we attack, see if they block. I doubt they will. I mean, I probably wouldn't. Alright, I'm only going to... Well, I may not even pump at all. Alright, I don't know what the likelihood is that this opponent is playing cut downs, but I want to be able to prevent the shadow from dying to cut down if we can. This might also just be Wandering Emperor turn. I would completely get it. Oh, it's an Urtai. Neat. Killing that. Okay. I guess with the higher life total, didn't want to give us more cards, possibly. Interesting that we just drew a replacement. But yeah. Alright, pumping once. Pumping twice. Playing that, playing that. End the turn. It's a little tough for the opponent, too. I mean, I guess they could have waited on the Urtai. See if maybe I dedicate to pumping one versus the other. I don't know. Well, that has Death Touch, so that's real. Ooh, and an Adeline. Nice, nice. Oh, that's really good too, though. Oh boy, what do we do with the? Oh, opponent's at 7. Ah, we can only do 5 though. How do we want to go about this? I feel like, man, on some level though, we're also hoping they don't have a counter for this next turn. All right, I think we attack with both. If one gets through, then we get to Corrupt to kill them. I'm assuming Shadow is just going to get blocked by Ashnod. And then we have to kill Adeline by pumping the Sleeper. I mean, if they let it through, we've got a chance to just, like, at that point, I think we just try to play the Flesh Gorger. And then see if we can kill them with Corrupt. This is a rough blocking situation for the opponent. I don't blame them for taking time here, honestly. I think it's a real decision. Because it's kind of like, well, do I have... Actually, I guess it doesn't make sense. Because if I hadn't invoked Despair, I would have played it already. So let's go ahead and... Once. Twice. And then the thing here is that we don't really care if they sweep the board because anything they would play is going to cost 4 or 5. And they're likely not going to be able to stop Corrupt unless they have exactly one of the ones that, like, you have to pay more for an instant or sorcery or whatever. So we're probably okay. Yeah, Shieldred's not going to be enough. They can't... They have to leave everything back. Yeah. Because of the menace on the Flesh Gorger, that's going to do it. But Corrupt would have also ended the game regardless of what they played here. Oh, you attack? That's fair. You attack... Well, no, we still get to block the 1 because the 1/1 comes into play tapped and attacking. And then we block and we still gain 3, lose 2. So, still a net positive for us. Yeah. Doesn't really do much. We'll just take the last 3 and make it easy. There we go. Wow, okay, I guess we'll keep it. Not the most impressive hand we've seen, but, you know, we'll work with what we got. Hello, Rocket Nerd, if that is how you intend to pronounce that. Alright, we're going to attack, pump this one to a 2/2. And then just play this. And then hope we draw land, because I don't know what we're going to do if we don't. It is an actual real question. Alright. Attacking with these duders. Alright, they're going to cut down one of them. Taking 2. I guess we just go ahead and do this. I mean, I was tempted to play the underdog, but... like, might as well go with this. I mean, I'm not activating nothing. You've already shown me you've got cut downs, so sure. They're going to Iganjo that. Sure, it did. It way did. I'm going to assume this is just an all-out control deck, so I'm going to go with this. As we can at least reuse that, and then maybe try to play Gix afterwards. Because this looks like it might be Wandering Emperor time. Nope, it is a Revelry time. I mean, that is a thing. Alright, I guess we give this a chance to get countered. It did not get countered. What? Alright, do we just attack and lose both of these then? One gets double blocked, one gets shot? No, they're just splitting blocks. Okay. I got nothing. Oh, they just have a go for a throw. Well, that makes sense. The good news, though, that means there's probably not a sweeper here. Doesn't mean there's not a Wandering Emperor for our underdog, but that's a different problem. Hey, they did tap out for us. We're not mad about that. And we did pick up another land, so Corrupt starts looking a little bit nicer. All right, if we can get just a couple more points in. Destroy evil, sure. Again, means they don't have anything coming after our dudes. And they did cast a spell, so they're not going to... Oh, yeah, we're good now. Just draw that land deck. Come on. Land off the top. Land off the top. There we go. Exactly 6. Got it. Alright, so I don't think we were really surprised by anything, right? It was mono black, it did what mono black things do. But Corrupt actually was important. We won a couple of games specifically because we had it, but I think the rest of the build was also very solid. As it turns out, there were 2 cards really that I think underperformed that were a bit disappointing, but the Takenuma we didn't use at all, but I'm not sure if that was just coincidental, or maybe because we were always trying to use all of our mana, we actually wanted the land to just be in play. So maybe the Takenuma should be an extra Foundry, and we just play 3 of those and help those control matchups a little bit. Or again, like the mono blue matchups. So I think that's where I'm leaning toward, and maybe we just cut the Takenuma for another Foundry. But then that leaves us with the Path of Perils that actually didn't do much either. There were some times where we could have used it, but it wasn't going to really do what we wanted to. So in those cases, I would rather just play an extra one of the conscripts, the 2/1s, and then probably just another removal card. And just say, all right, we're just going to go 6-spot removal, and we're going to play the extra conscript so we have some early stuff. And then again, if creatures die, we have things we can get out of the graveyard. And that's probably going to solve most of the matchups anyway, and be almost as helpful in a lot of those situations that the Path of Peril would have been anyway. So yeah, I think those are the only changes I'm making. But otherwise, I actually enjoyed Corrupt, and it worked out kind of how we expected. So it was a little bit surprising, but still pretty good. And it was nice getting to play with an old throwback card that got reprinted that people probably overlooked. And now for today's card spotlight, we're going to talk about Filth. Mostly because this is one of the, I think might be the only incarnation that didn't get reprinted, but partly I think because it has Swamp Walk, and they're trying to get away from having land walk things in a lot of products. And that probably is the one reason that's kept this thing from doing more. The interesting thing, though, is that it's still an uncommon that goes for $4 to $5 I've seen in a lot of places. So this is another way that whenever you're going to buy collections, cards like this just pop up, and you can actually get extra value if you know what you're looking for. Now, if you enjoyed today's deck list and you like stuff that gains a bunch of life, like Corrupt, check out this Selesnya list we played that has tons of life gain in it, and actually worked out way better than I expected. But that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.